You don't need a degree in computer science to understand artificial intelligence. You just need to look closely at our shared history. AI learns the rules of the world by looking at thousands of past examples. We call this training data. But this data is never a perfect mathematical truth. It is a human record. And, like any human record, it carries the habits, blind spots, and flaws of the society that made it. In 2018, a major tech company tried using AI to automatically screen resumes. They fed the system 10 years of their past hiring records so it could learn what a successful candidate looked like. Since the tech industry had historically hired mostly men, the records overwhelmingly reflected that pattern. Without a single line of code telling it to discriminate, the machine learned to downgrade applications that included the word women's, like Women's Chess Club, and actively penalized graduates from all female colleges. The engineers tried to patch the system, but it kept finding new ways to favor men. The bias was baked right into the history it was reading. If the underlying record is broken, tinkering with the code won't fix the result. Sometimes the issue isn't what the data includes, but what it leaves out. When entire groups of people are systematically missing from the files we hand to a machine, we create what is known as representation bias. We see this clearly in healthcare. Medical tools use AI to help doctors detect skin conditions, but studies show these systems perform poorly when evaluating patients with darker skin tones. The medical specialty of dermatology historically developed around populations with predominantly lighter skin. Because the thousands of images used to train the system mostly featured lighter skin, the AI was effectively blind to how conditions like melanoma actually look on darker skin. A medical tool that cannot see everyone accurately can delay life-saving treatment. When our data fails to reflect the full community, the resulting technology inherently protects some groups while actively endangering others. We can't blame everything on old records. The design choices we make today, how we actually build the software, matter just as much as the history we feed it. When we build an AI system, we give it a single primary mission, a specific goal it must achieve above all else. Often, that mission is to be as accurate as possible for the largest number of people. As you can see in this animation, if you optimize a measuring tool to fit only the most common doorways in a building, it might look perfectly reliable on paper, but it fails completely every time it encounters a unique curved archway. An AI tool optimized for the majority will boast high overall accuracy while consistently failing smaller groups. To fix these blind spots, there is a persistent myth that simply deleting a label like race or gender from a system will prevent it from discriminating. But if you cross out a word like race, yet leave in another detail like a zip code, the computer still sees the pattern. Location, names, and even shopping habits act as stand-ins. They are so strongly tied to our demographics that the machine can use these remaining clues to rebuild the exact same biased groupings, even though the direct label is hidden from view. Hoping a system is fair just because it is unaware of a demographic label always fails. Deleting a word cannot fix a biased design if the underlying statistical connections remain intact. Even a well-designed tool breaks down if you use it in the wrong environment. It's like taking a tool designed for a quiet workshop and forcing it to work on a busy, unpredictable street without testing it there first. We see this risk in predictive policing systems. If a model tries to predict crime by looking at historical arrest records, it actually measures where police have patrolled in the past, rather than where all crime occurs. This diagram shows how that creates a dangerous loop. The system directs officers to a specific neighborhood, which naturally results in more arrests there. Those new arrests feed right back into the system's data, justifying even more enforcement in that exact same spot. This cycle keeps spinning because we tend to trust a computer's confident-looking prediction more than our own judgment. When the screen shows a bright warning on a map, we stop asking if the system is biased and start following its lead without question. Trusting a model outside the context it was built for effectively disables our human oversight, trapping entire communities in automated cycles of compounding harm. Bias in artificial intelligence is a human problem, meaning we have the power to solve it. It requires active, ongoing collaboration to rewrite the rules. The first requirement is demanding that our tools actually work for everyone. We have to break down our accuracy numbers by specific demographic groups to ensure the system serves the whole community, not just the majority. The second requirement is inviting the people most likely to be impacted by a system into the design process early on, long before the software is ever finished. AI bias is a human system design outcome. Preventing it requires accountability from every person involved: the people organizing the data, the managers setting the goals, and the leaders drawing the boundaries. Building fair, reliable systems requires every perspective. Whether you spend your days organizing the information that feeds these machines, or you simply want to understand the technology shaping your world, there is a seat ready for you at this table. The future of artificial intelligence is not built by magic. It is built by the choices we make, together, today.